Hi everyone. So I'm going to show you some fun, easy ways to make a Kumihimo braid. This is what it turns out looking like, and it's beautiful for bracelets, key rings, anything that you need a nice decorative braid for. Okay, so there's two versions I'm going to show you today. One is an 8-strand braid, which is this one here, and one to make a 7-strand braid. So first of all, you can buy discs off the internet and in craft shops where this is all prepared for you. But as usual, I like you to be able to do it from things at home. So we're going to look at different ways of doing that. So one of the ways that I found is using thick card. So this is nice and strong. This one here was a children's playmat, and they all joined together in different colours. And I found that this is the nearest I can do to this. But we're going to do a slightly different shape. So I'll put that to one side. And I want to measure. I'll do one that is 11 centimetres. So I'm just going to draw my lines. Cut through. You may need to go through a couple of times, but this can be done on the card as well. So I'm marking halfway along each side, and I want to mark, if this is 11, this is 5.5, I want to mark 2.5 either side of that. So 1, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, and 7.5. So we're basically just turning it into an octagon. So 1, 2. Right, so I've got my outside ones. I'm going to put my ruler across. You're not looking for really accurate measurements. We just want an 8-sided piece of card or rubber or whatever you want to use. Okay. Now I need to know my center point. So I'm going to mark across there and across there. So there is the center of my piece, and I'm going to push my pencil down. Right, I've got a fault in this one, so I will repair that in a moment. Before I don't want it to split on me. I'll put some glue into that in a minute. Hopefully we'll just hold it for a moment. Okay. Right, now I need to make this hole a little bit bigger. So I'm going to gradually push things in and just open it up. There we go. A little flap there. So You do want your thread to run smoothly through the hole. Right, so I'll just mend this a minute and we'll be back. Right, so I've now got that bit glued, and I'm going to take my scissors and I need to cut about 1 centimetre or 1/2 inch on each side in the middle. Just doing it by eye. Right, so that is 8 slits, and as I'm using thicker cord, I'm just going to open up the end of the slot. I tend to have a different base for each type of cord I use. So if it's very fine, then I only use the fine one on the board. And I have one for thicker bits. So there is our board prepared. Let's get rid of the little bits. Right, so there is my hole in the middle, little slots all the way round. Now this is a 7 cord braid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I go from underneath, I fold the cords and I push them through the hole all together. Okay, there is the knot underneath. So I'm going to now share these one into each hole, and there'll be one hole that's left open. So I like to do them light, dark, and then I'm going to go for a lighter one and a darker one. Let's just untangle it. A lighter one, a darker one, and a lighter one. And there is our one hole. Now we need to mark this with a direction arrow so that we remember to always go in the same direction. Okay, so we're going to place this empty space here, if you think of it as a clock, at about 4 o'clock. And we're always going to take 12 o'clock and put it in 4 o'clock. Okay, turn it round so that this is in 4 o'clock. Take 12 o'clock into 4. Turn it round so that's in 4. Take the 12 to the 4. So move that round so it's 4 o'clock, 12 till 4. What you're doing is hopping over 2 threads each time. So always turn in the right direction, and we're back to the white. So I'm going up, over, and then I'm just going to give it a little tug at the back. Now, haven't quite got enough yet to add a weight to it. So there we go. So turn to 4 o'clock, 12 to 4, 12 to 4, 12 to 4, 12 to 4, and give it a little tug. So I have this little bit, which was a weight for tablecloths outdoors in the summer. So I'm just going to hook that on, but any little weight will do. Okay, it doesn't have to be really heavy. So there's my 4. Pick it up and put it down, and that's going to help bring the threads down at the back. I'm back to the white, so I'm just going to give it a little tug. Every now and again, your fingers through the cords at the back. Okay, turn it 4 o'clock. Girl guides do this a lot. They call them camp cords. So if they've got a theme for their camp, they will choose colours that go with it and then attach it to their camp blanket. So there's 4 o'clock. Jump over 2. Keep going round. And there's my white one. Give it a little tug. So I'm going to continue with that for a few minutes and I will be back to show you where we're going. Okay, so I've just been working for 5 minutes now. I've timed myself. And if I turn it over, you can see how quickly that cord has grown. We've got a nice sort of swirl of the colour going round. So it's up to you how many colours you actually put in. Okay. Once you've got used to, once you've got used to 12 to 4, it's easy to go a lot quicker and just go back 1, 2, and into there. 1, 2, into there. 1, 2. So it will go really, really quick. So you're just jumping backwards 2 strands, and it is really that quick. The thinner the cords, the longer it takes to grow, obviously, but they are beautiful. So that is the 7-stranded cord, and you need 8 holes. Right. So we're going to put that one to one side. We're going to bring in this one, which is a different technique. This one uses 8 cords. So they're really, really sturdy. But this is a good one to learn because you can go on to add beads. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. So you can squash that. This is large beads, but I have done them with very, very small beads. In fact, I'll go and get you a sample of that. So this is a lot smaller beads, and they are absolutely beautiful. So you can go do necklaces, bracelets, all sorts of things with those. So that's another sample. This one I wanted to show you because the patterns have changed, and all I've done with this is it's exactly the same cords, okay, but according to how you lay them out to start, you will get different patterns. So you see how this is changed considerably, but it's the same disc, the same patterns, just a different layout of where you put your threads to begin with. Okay, so these are all things that you can do after you've tried the basics. So let's have a look at this one. So this is started off as a circle, and it was a circle of mount board, and I've put a piece of paper over the top just marking the segments. So to start off with, we have 8 segments. Now if I show you this one, This was a piece of paper. We fold in half, open it out, and then match a fold, which gives us 4/4. Now, if I mark this for you, let's mark that one. If I match this piece to this to this, I will get an accurate half line. There we go. So there's a line. If I turn that over and match those quadrants up again, right, I get now 8 portions. I leave that folded there. I can cut that, and there is my centerpiece. So I've simply put that onto my card and stuck it down. I've pushed a pencil through the middle, and I've started off by cutting little notches on the 8 points. Now we need 16 points on this one. So I'm going to take scissors, and I'm just going to take a little notch in between, right? Not measuring. So I want 16 points. And we're going to mark the direction that we turn. It really doesn't matter which way you turn on this pattern. So we now have 16 points marked all the way round. I'm going to place this and put the direction I want to turn each time. Now, I said we're going to use 8 strands. So here are my 8 strands. Fold it in half, and I'm going to poke these up through the middle. There's one left out. So pull it up so the knot is at the back. Now, this is a different way of layering your threads. We want 2 that will go to the top. So we're going 1, 2. Right? We want to put 2 to the left. So I've got a light and a dark. I'm going to go a light and a dark to the bottom and over there. So I've got dark, light, dark, light, dark, light. Swap those 2, dark, light. So we go there. I've sort of got north, south, west, east. So opposite bits. Now we need these extra slots. So we're going to hold it up so that 2 points are at the top. I'm going to move those just over. We're going to take the top right and bring it down, and take the bottom left and bring it up. Then we're going to turn it. We're going to take the top right, put it in the next hole, take the bottom left and move it up and turn it. Top right, down, bottom, up, turn. Top, down, bottom, up, turn. down, bottom, up, turn. Every now and again, just pull the back and you can attach a weight to the back. Right, every time you stop, right, always bring the top right down so that you always leave 3 when you want to put your disc down. When you bring it up again, you know that you've got to take bottom to the top. Turn. Top, bottom, bottom to top. Top to bottom, bottom to top. Pull. Okay. Top, bottom, bottom to top. Top, bottom, bottom to top. Pull. Right, let's just take a look and you can just see how it's coming out at the back. So the same as before. Let me bring that one down. If I'm going to stop for a few minutes, I bring down my third one. Now I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to time myself for 5 minutes and then I'll come back and show you how it's progressed. Okay, so I've been braiding for 5 minutes and I'm going to release the cords from here because I've almost used up my cords, and pull the cord down, and just to show you, that is 5 minutes of braiding. All right, so obviously these have taken a lot longer and this has probably taken me about 2 hours. Okay, so lots of different versions for you to try. Now, if you haven't got things such as stiff card, bits of sort of matting like that, any foam will do because it actually grips the thread. This one, you can see it's starting to deteriorate, but it was only a piece of card in the first place. Right? If you have a think about some of the cylinder pots of crisps, they have a clear lid to them, and if you cut slits in the lid, you can use a crisp lid. I've also got them in my kitchen on breadcrumbs, custard, all sorts of things. So do have a look at your cupboards and see if you've got plastic lids on things before you throw them away, because if you just use a piece of paper like this and just divide them up, so you can easily do 16 slits around. You just need them evenly around the edge. Okay, and just mark it with a permanent marker on the plastic and you'll have a much more permanent disc to use. They do wear where you have the slots, so if you're using thinner threads, you may have to go to slightly thicker threads as it wears. But instead of throwing away your stuff, have a go at making a Kumihimo braid. I've got one on my keyring that has been there now for 8 years and it's still as good as the day I made it. I throw it in the washing machine every now and again, and it comes up as good as new. So have a lovely play, enjoy finding out what happens with your patterns, the different ways you lay your threads, and have fun. God bless you.